Hello, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Beyond the Summit presentation of the Starladder I-League Best of 3 America's match between Digital Chaos and Elite Wolves. So, first game went to Elite Wolves, second game to Digital Chaos. Really comes down to the binary playstyle of UR. He either has a really good game where he's able to just win out his lane, limited pressure and ganks from his opposition, and just dominate and pull out all these amazing skills, or in the first game we saw him play very lackluster. He was pressured heavily by Mirana and Night Stalker, and maybe we'll see a little bit more of that kind of playstyle coming in from Elite Wolves here in the Game 3 draft. But let's not wait any longer, getting right into the draft. I'm myself and Blaze, and thanks for tuning in. So, we've got Digital Chaos versus Elite Wolves here. The first pick seems to have gone to the DC. So they picked up the Slaughter for their first pick. Bulba's been playing just great on that, and of course you have the possibility of running it as a safe lane carry if you need to. I know they do that a lot more in CIS Dota than NA, but you gotta mention the possibility. Another flexible hero is Lich. I mean, yes, he's always going to be playing support, but you don't know where. This Lich can be sacrificing for the top lane, for the bottom lane, for the mid. Like, he can be anywhere he wants to be. I generally don't prefer to tri-lane with Lich. I prefer the dual lanes, but you don't know which of those two possibilities he's going to be really suppressing in terms of sacrifice. So you don't know if you'd want to get a less greedy and less experienced defendant mid or a safe laner. It's just... It's difficult, and then of course he brings so much later on in the game. The ice armor keeps you alive against most right-click cores a lot more so than normal, and then the Chain Frost can be just gorgeous in the right situation. But as you can see, the Alchemist did get slipped through the draft this time, so we're going to see E-Wolves pick it up, and that means DC have to look to punish it pretty extensively. There's two things to talk about when it comes down to facing Alchemist. Because you don't go greed against Alchemist. That is a losing strategy. We've seen teams try, we've seen teams fail. You can go triple Midas hard carries, and still the Alchemist will outgreed you. He'll just come online so much faster than you can possibly deal with. You have to contest this hero. So the two ways that you do that are either you set up a level 1 fight for a bounty rune, and you make sure Alchemist doesn't get the level 1 bounty rune, and preferably any one after that. Beyond that, you have to look at his stacks. That's the second way. He is going to have a lot of jungle stacks. Greevil's Greed is the component that you're fighting against. And if you can find a way to steal the stacks from him, to prevent him from farming them, or at least ward them up to delay them getting big, then you're on the right track. The other thing is, of course, a couple of mechanics. The Ancient Apparition here was not banned out, surprisingly, by Elite Wolves. They ban out the TA instead. Second pick has a back-to-back ban into pick. So they could have gone AA ban Alchemist pick. What they wanted to do was give Smash a good laning configuration, and with the Queen of Pain picked, the Wind Ranger, the TA banned out, and the Ember Spirit as well, you're getting less and less options for UR here. Shadow Fiend, of course, banned out in Phase 1. So yeah, for now at least, they seem to have a pretty good laning configuration. Their safe lane, their mid lane should be getting a little bit less because of the Lich on the enemy team, but overall they'll be able to break into the mid game. But DC are trying to meet them at the mid game with a Blink Slardar and a Ice Blast. Ice Blast, of course, inhibiting the Cold Embrace heal, the Alchemist Ultimate, and the Morphling's Strength now, actually. Going to be inhibited by Ancient Apparition's Blast. So, yeah. I'm not sure about the Morphling pick. I think it's off-lane Morphling for sure, so we're going to see a Strange pick that up and bring that to the top lane. It's very unorthodox, but it could be very effective. So I think the idea is trying to take advantage of the Aghanim Scepter of the Morphling. I've seen the Replicant work out. Is it Replicant? No, it's a Hybrid. The Hybrid, I've seen that work out a little bit in the hands of Ice Ice Ice, but for the most part I'm not sold on it being that powerful. The one thing that, of course, Morphling in the offlane does bring is a lot of disable. This guy goes lots of strength, not full strength because otherwise you don't have any damage, but a lot of strength, and therefore provide a very long duration stun from your adaptive strike. So essentially they're just trying to lock them down, set up the Queen of Pain and Alchemist to do the damage. Wyvern has a great disable, Morphling has a great disable, and of course Morphling has a great escape as well. With the Broodmother, the Darkseer banned out, as well as the Tusk and Doom, you have limited options on the offlane, and E-Wolves kind of find their one pick that has more escape than just about anybody else here. In the meantime, you've got Lina coming out for DC. Looks like that'll be the mid pickup here for UR in lieu of the TA.
10 seconds
and, yeah, it's kind of an oldie but goldie. Still very
5 seconds
valuable
remaining.
in her own right. She brings a lot to the table, but she did get nerfed in terms of her damage output through Laguna, as well as, I think the key thing was the Eul Scepter range being reduced. I kind of would have preferred something different, like a mid-silencer I think would have been really good here. Silencing Morphling completely shuts him down, can't even toggle Morph during a silence. The Queen of Pain, obviously, is very cast-oriented. And the Winter Wyvern ultimate or the Alchemist Stun, both of those could be completely destroyed by a silencer pick. So I would have liked that, but then you might be running too squishy without enough stun. I mean, the Lich and the AAA, the supports, aren't running stuns, so you better get it from your course. And so you're looking at kind of like a Slardar, Lina, Sven type thing. And we'll see how that pans out.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So we're gonna go for like a one-position silencer, I guess. I don't know. But the big thing is they still don't have much to contest stacks. Like, they have the Ice Vortex, LSA, Dragon Slave. That'll clear out all the small guys, but you're gonna have to stick around for quite a long time to clear out the bigger ones. So... But, on the other hand, while I'm saying that their stack clear and their jungle invade isn't the strongest, they've fixed one big thing in their draft, and that's their level 1 play. Where you had Lich and Slardar who are so-so at level 1, especially the Lich. Now you've got Ancient Apparition and Lina on the field, and those heroes are amazing at level 1. With the Lightstrike Ray being a very short cooldown, with the Chilling Touch providing some massive bonus damage. And I think E-Wolves are probably going to have to dodge the fight for the level 1 bounty room.
10 seconds remaining.
Final bans coming out here. We've got Digital Chaos banning out the Undying, and E-Wolves banning out the Gyrocopter. Gyro just fits in the lineup really well, and they've been banning that out pretty consistently here. DC banning out the Undying is a little bit more interesting, but essentially they don't want to have to worry about their heroes getting too low. Like, if you get an Undying supporting and getting double decays off on Slaughter and Lich, then you can combo them up pretty well. Or, of course, the Morphling in the alternative lane could be waveforming on the supports as well. So yeah, DC. Curious what their last pick is actually going to be. I think it's going to be a surprise pick. I think it's going to be something that you don't often get to see. I mean, you could just pick up like your kind of tried and true carries, but I would love to see them call an audible and just say, Slardar, you're the carry now, and we'll pick up an offlaner that just really throws a wrench in the works. But we'll have to keep an eye out for it. E-Wolves for now, picking up their last support here. Night Stalker isn't too bad. Pretty good at ganking the Lina in particular. So oh wait, Night Stalker got banned earlier, didn't he? Nope, that was the last draft. In Game 2 he got banned, in Game 3 he's open.
Remaining.
Night Stalker could be a great pickup here for Mr. Mystico.
5 seconds remaining.
But they go for the Ogre Magi, kind of a counterpart to the hero. Ogre is a little bit better with a longer duration slow. Also has an RNG factor. But the biggest thing is I think he provides a little bit more with his Aghanim Scepter effect this game. While Night Stalker Aghanims is great. I harped on that in Game 1. I love Night Stalker Aghanims. Ogre Magi's is actually ridiculous in the right situation. Like, the back-to-back stuns are absurdly powerful. This is a 6-second stun coupled with a 12-second stun. And you can just chain those up so hard and lock somebody down until they are just pummeled into submission. So I find a lot of value in it. He can probably also fight a little bit at the different timings. While Night Stalker is weaker during the daytime, Ogre Magi is as good all the time. And that makes it so that you're less worried about a daytime jungle invade from DC. So I think it's a really overall good pick and fits into the draft the way they wanted it to. In the meantime, TC going to be going for the Juggernaut. So traditional lanes, traditional heroes, but it could still be pretty interesting with this offlane Morphling. There's actually no kill potential against the Morphling, so I'm expecting Lich to go bottom. You'll have the Lina mid, the Jug, Ancient Apparition safe lane. They'll try to pull a lot, because Morphling's not contesting the lane. So essentially what you're going to be looking at is a heavy emphasis on DC opening up the Dire Pole camp, which is actually pretty easy to do. Usually only requires 1 sentry.
10 seconds
and then, yeah, with TC and the Ancient Apparition up top, the Lich can kind of move over to the other lanes. Maybe 1 or 2 sacrifices on mid, but otherwise Buryu is going to focus on helping out Bulba, getting that good start, and of course, more importantly, denying the Alchemist's early farm. Van, Quelling Blades, Stout, and just some tangos. There's a lot of Alchemists that just try to rush level 6 based on that alone. In the meantime, though, you'll have to note that Smash has picked up his own tangos. which means a possibility that they'll actually put the Alchemist in mid against Alina and put Smash on the safe lane against the Slardar. I think there's some real value in that, but also some risks. Going to see that early movement here. They're trying to control the bottom bounty rune, but unfortunately for them, we already see E-Wolves already posturing for the top one, so it's going to be a lot harder for them to get everybody in position. Strange getting his ward down, not blocking, just getting some good intel. And from there, everybody clustered up. So real quick, just going through the rosters here, we're going to be seeing the Yawar Alina, Bulba Slardar, Aoi 2000 Ancient Apparition, and Buryu on the Lich. We've also got TC here on the Juggernaut. And they have not seen anybody in the Radiant Jungle, so you better believe they're going to be contesting the top rune instead. And it's going to be hard for them to hold this on the side of E-Wolves. One good Chilling Touch could change a lot here, but here they are, all four coming in. GC just spins right into them, and we could see a two-man LSA. Yes, it hits on both. They'll focus away the Alchemist so that he can't do anything. In fact, he had to skill Acid Spray for this, and he loses his life. Strange is able to get away at fatal HP, or near fatal, but first blood, one bounty rune, and probably a second one going to E-Wolves. They TP in the Alchemist, but where normally you would like TP the Alchemist and then run to the other rune as quickly as possible, here he skilled up Acid Spray already, so there's no real point for him to make that commitment. It's two bounty runes going to DC, and one for Lina, one for Slardar, and a great start for them. The Lich did have to skill up Frost Blast, but it won't take too long to get the sacrifice out, and at that point, it gets really difficult for the E-Wolves. Oh, you are taking some tower hits. Oh no! A huge misplay from him. He will pop the salve, and that will not be cancelled by the Acid Spray, but jeez, that was unnecessary damage from him. Ogre has the Orb of Venom and the Ignite. Just trying to really zone hard. This guy's got massive base HP regen. Even without a Mango, this guy's sitting at 3.2 naturally, and that's huge. But it just means that he's going to keep the Ancient Apparition away from the pole, even though they didn't ward it, they're just suppressing it. And now the Alchemist will make his way mid, trying to stop Yawar from getting anything from this Courier. They know that Yawar is low, though, so they'll just go in. They won't get a Courier, but they will get their first kill on the board. It's going to go to the Ogre. Masoku, one more tower hit, dropping him down to 50 HP. Has to be careful as he makes his way home. In the meantime, a flank from the Ancient Apparition. Morphling down, low HP, might just have to pop the Mango to waveform away, and yes, he will. Just dropping down so low so quickly. They're really pummeling him when the Ogre makes his way away. But Yawar is just going to slowly make his way to the bottle. Going to be losing out in general against this Alchemist, though. Van, despite the lack of bounty rune, is rapidly approaching the bottle himself, at which point he'll just keep spamming that Acid Spray and probably use the Courier to crow it.
Illusion.
So, early CS right now is all favoring DC in all three lanes, and you gotta look at bottom in particular to just see how hard Smash is being suppressed. Smash has 0 last hits. He is playing off-lane Queen of Pain in his safe lane, essentially, because Bulba has just has full potential to dominate this lane. Whenever he comes up, whenever he comes near, he's going to be harassed by the Lich. He's going to be maybe even sprint and crushed by the Slardar. He has to play so safe. And Buryu just going for the full zone. Smash is going to get no experience for the next several creep waves. And this is just a really hard position to come back from. Especially when the fact is, E-Wolves don't have that much in terms of damage. They have great disables. But because the Morphling has strength, oh, Yawar gets the stun out on the Ogre. Still going to get hit by this Fire Blast, though, and that should be his death here. One more hit, it's going to be the Ogre to claim the kill once more. Buys his boots and TP at least, doesn't have enough for the bottle, so will time to gank from E-Wolves.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But Smash just having a really hard time here. And finally, Aoi gets his pull. Every time Ogre rotates, yes, it does get them something against Yawar, but it also gives something more to Aoi. He either gets to rotate and pressure the Morphling very heavily, or he gets to actually go for the double pull, and that's huge for the Ancient Apparition, getting independent experience. He needs that level 6 as quick as possible, and this is his ticket to that ultimate. So, Ogre needs to really just keep presence on all the lanes at once. It's very difficult for him, but he's going to be TPing top to try to get more involved. But yeah, I really feel like damage is going to be their weak point because of the Queen of Pain's suppression. Queen of Pain is 103 experience per minute this game. She can't even lane. She might as well jungle, as you see here. This is just Smash in a very miserable way.
For the dead.
They sacrificed the Queen of Pain in order to set up the Alchemist, but at the same time, they have no damage in their fights for the future. They have good stuns, but unless they're getting multicast, they're not getting kills easily. As you see here, the Blade Fury spin away. Gonna be pursued under tower. He's gonna try to pop the healing ward. He just mangoed for it, so he will go for it, but the Splinter Blast slows him down once again. Still Buryu's here. Frost Blast on Masoku. Aoi 2000 gets a great Ice Vortex out, and he's actually gonna get the Cold Feet onto Mystico, who for some reason turned around to try to help out the lowly Wyvern. It's gonna be a double for Aoi. Suddenly, that Ice Blast is really in the cards for him in just a little bit. The Juggernaut's gonna walk all the way back to base and TP back to the front lines, and that gives Aoi 2 free waves of solo experience. Along with the double kill, he is now rapidly approaching the higher levels of experience per minute here. He's actually in 6th place now, which is great for AA. So in the meantime, we are going to see Buryu try to get some control over the lane. Now that he's rotated away, he might as well get something done on his way back down. And I found his skill build actually quite interesting. He went for a 1-0-1 and then held the skill points, and only now is putting it into 2-0-2. And I'm not sure if he just leveled up really quickly just now, or if he's actually been holding that for a particular reason. Usually you want the second point in that sacrifice for the cooldown reduction. Anyways, as I'm talking about nonsense like that, Van actually is able to connect with a kill here on the Lina, which is huge. Just coming in, the Wyvern plus the Alchemist doing their duty, it looks like, and yeah, this is going to be making it very difficult for Yawar to start dominating and start putting pressure out. He'll get his bottle off the courier, but he needs to start moving in. He actually just needs to seal these stacks. That's the bottom line. They need to find a way to get into the Radiant jungle, and Yawar needs to claim all those creeps for his own. Alchemist, bottling runes, popping that Chemical Rage, always has the mana flow to keep those Acid Spray rolling, but as you can see, to fight early, he's actually had to go for 2 points in Concoction, which is the last thing the Alchemist wants to do. He wants more in Spray, he wants more in Greed, so he can really take advantage of the stacks his supports have given him. And here we go. Here's the movement I was looking for. A Magic Bush Ward here, they scout this stack, and they're going to be making their rotation, seeing Alchemist go to his jungle. The Chemical Rage will be expiring here in just a few seconds, 7 seconds, and they're going to go right into him. Gets a lot of damage, and finally the Rage expires. He gets the stun off, but he will be going down to the Lich. Now Ogre's rotating in, but everybody's here ready for it, and Smash is only level 4. The Ogre will go down first. A great Splinter Blast does a lot of damage, but they still lose the Queen of Pain, and Strange misses the waveform. They'll kill off Masoku, and Da Vinci will keep running. Oh my, Yawar's actually gonna get hit by the tower, down to 25 HP, but he is going to live. And that is just impressive in of itself. They don't clear out the enemy stack, but man, do they punish Ewos for trying to defend it. And just dropping the casual sentry. And it doesn't put it up on the cliff or anything, just puts it right up in the middle of the camp, but that's no big deal at all. They get so much out of that. Suddenly, Aoi 2000 is 200 experience away from level 6, 7.5 minutes in. Slardar free farming his safe lane, or his off lane, sorry. Juggernaut free farming his safe lane, and still they get so much in terms of kills. I mean, just look at the net worth. This paints a perfect picture of what's been going on this game. You've got a level 4 Queen of Pain that's down in, like, 7th place. You got the Strength Morphling, who's going to be able to survive, but is he going to be really able to contribute? Especially with only 1 point in Adaptive at this moment. It's really difficult.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But at least they're catching up with the jungle. That's their key. And it looks like they will at least finish off this stack. A lot of skeletons here as well. But this one, not so fortunate. It looks like we're going to see that cleared out by Yawar. The Splinter Blast doesn't claim any of them. And there's a beautiful Dragon Slave to clean up the rest. So yeah, Van gets some income, but it's definitely not what he's looking for. Only 1,700 current gold here 8.5 minutes in. That's no Radiance. At this point, you just have to go like Sanjin Yasha, Armlet, something like that. Oh no, never mind. Not Armlet against AA. Never, please never go Armlet against AA. But
Radiant's bottom
yeah.
tower is under attack.
And they'll go ahead and just put a nice little ward down here. Yep, right in that spot. Should block out the southern camp while this sentry blocks out the northern one. And that'll last for 7 minutes unless eWolves finds the opportunity to take care of it. So this is what I was looking for, guys. This jungle control is how you deal with Alchemist, and this is beautiful. They did both of what I was talking about in the draft. They countered the level 1 rune play with the mostly the AA Lina, and then they, since then, have been just killing off the enemy's creeps. Van is getting very little out of this game for an Alchemist. Only 900 net worth ahead of the second place. Now Buryu's got Chain Frost, even better for those jungle fights. And I feel like DC have bypassed the hardest part of the game for them. They are now in a position where they can just start deathballing, start snowballing, as long as they keep tabs on the jungle at all times.
Radiant structures are fortified.
In the meantime, look at levels. You got level 5 Queen of Pain, level 4 Ogre, and Wyvern. What can they do right now to try to hold the line? It's just so difficult. Looks like they want to go for a smoke play, but I'm not sure where, I'm not sure how they could actually find the kill they're looking for. Queen of Pain is about to hit level 6, so maybe Smash comes in, takes a wave of experience, and then smokes with them. But for now, Slardar, he's got Treads, he's level 8, and he's ready to dive. They see their target, they're going for their target, and even Mystical might not be able to help him out. But in the meantime, more importantly, here we see the camp trying to be farmed. Did Aoi I think Aoi actually missed that. Yeah, this has been spawning, but Van, nevertheless, going down. Laguna, Ice Blast, secured. I believe Aoi missed the ward. I think it's this spot here and not that one. But anyways, we have some reinforcements coming in. Smash, actually cold-feeted! One more hit to bring him down! Oh, what a bad game for him. But in the meantime, this dominating streak is going to be going to the Ogre. Suddenly, he's got a Soul Ring and Tranquil Boots. Or, okay, one or the other, but still. That's a pretty big swing. Getting that Lina kill is huge for the Ogre. Decent for the Morphling.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And Bulba just creep skipping, going for the tier 1 tower. They really want to suppress this Alchemist farm space. And they have all the wherewithal to do so at this point in time. We're going to see some good damage coming out, but on 2 split targets, and they're not able to get the AoE they want. It's a Chain Frost will bounce out twice, 3 times. Really good bounces coming in. Strange barely waveforming away, but Buryu gets him with the Frost Blast in the retreat. Bulba looking to follow through. The Splitter Blast and the Ice Blast coming through, but Smash is 1 hit from death. He needs to drop down to 77 HP. I'm not sure if the ultimate will do it. He misses the Sonic Wave in his panic, and he dies to the last tick while the Wyvern falls inside the tree line. Just an absolute disaster for eWolves here in Game 3. The critical Game 3 for the match, and they are just floundering here. eWolves down 7,600 net worth with an Alchemist on their team. Oh my, Blink Dagger up for the Slardar. And probably a Midas soon for Aoi. And the Yule is complete for Yuar, and of course they go for Roche. When you're rich, get richer. When you're in the lead, get further ahead. And yes, that is what is missing. I think it's this one. Anyways, an attempt from Aoi at least showing his intentions to control that part of the map and really just limit what the Alchemist wants to do. In the meantime, that amp damage allowing them to go for the easiest Roshan of their life with the Aegis. Probably going to Bulba? You are actually. Okay. Yeah, I can definitely see value in that. I just see Slardar being the initiator, the one who jumps in and probably has the most possibility of dying early, and you want to just kind of always have that second life. You want to just jump in with full reckless abandon and really just able to keep fighting. And I think the Slardar has more potential than the Lina in that regard, but Lina is the weak point when she doesn't have her Yules, and she is not picking it up just yet. So this Smoke of Deceit has actually been on the Slardar for the Ogre for a very long time. I guess they're waiting for some spells to be wasted on the Wyvern, but it's just Blink Crush and the Dragon Slave. Not really anything to take away, and that's just the Replicant. Curious what items eWolves are looking to build when they're so far behind. I mean, I'm really just... I guess they'd like to build any items at this point. Their current gold is just so low right now. Everybody's just pinching pennies as best they can. Getting some stat items, just getting some survivability, while the 5-position Lich is sitting on a mechanism like a dozen minutes into the game. He's had that for at least a minute or so. Queen of Pain, smash, just trying to cut the creep wave whenever TC keeps pushing out, but actually goes in now. That's a little early. He's gonna immediately go for the tree TP. You get, what, one creep out of that? Oh well. We're gonna see the Ancients stacked up here. And we're gonna see a crush here onto Strange. He's got the Strength Morph. Use the Strength Morph. What? Panic from the Morphling. Oh, he didn't know what to do. Oh my gosh. I've never seen Panic visualized so perfectly. That guy. Just didn't know what. He just couldn't. That was full on. Just dumbfounded at how much damage he was taking, how rapidly he got caught out. And the Strength Morph probably wouldn't have saved him at only rank 1, but he certainly just didn't give it the opportunity, spamming out the toggle over and over. In the meantime, Queen of Pain gets picked up here in towards the bottom lane. They've got this ward trying to cover this position, but still, DC just walking through this area are always going to find that opening. This Blink Dagger already doing a lot of work from the Slardar. Alright, Morphling's now 65 to 16 on the base strength to agility ratio. He is trying to tank up harder and harder. And still he might be brought down if TC gets the right Omni Slashes. Oh, there's the waveform. There's the go. Yeah, when that happens. He's going to be stunned for a few seconds here, but the Ice Blast, just not much more you can do in that situation. And a couple more hits will bring him down. They have some reinforcements though, maybe a rebuttal kill. This could be huge if they could bring down TC, but he's got the spin, he'll just TP, and Bulba's already away. No haste on the courier, Smash could look to snipe that, but that's really all they're going to get out of it otherwise. In the meantime, bottom tower is killed off, Lina claiming the last hit there. So, looks like this Aegis won't really be used. Minute and a half. And I don't see Yawar putting himself in another tough situation, or really Ewil's having any reason to focus him. But in the meantime, they've been controlling the jungle really, really well. And they still have this Chain Frost as like their trump card in case Ewils try to go for a heavy contest. Right now, Ewils can only go for these little pick-off plays, and split push plays, because if they actually go for a full 5-on-5, they probably get crushed. Speaking of, sprinting out, Slardar looking for it, Smash blinks away. I think the creep wave saw him on the lane. So he will get out, but all the same. Barely able to stick his neck out onto this part of the woods before he's sent packing back home. Radiance acquired by the Alchemist. 16 minutes, not really what you want from it, but it's the beginning of the comeback with this Max Greevil's Greed. Queen of Pain looking for the jump here onto Yawar. He might get to use this Aegis after all, as he's got a 4-man rotation against him, all smoked up, all ready to go. But he just walks away. If Morphling had just been able to get the Adaptive Strike off, then that would have been a kill, or at least the Aegis brought low, but they walk right by him, passing like ships in the night, and obviously that comes down to them not having any vision in their own jungle. In fact, the only ward they have right now is on the top root, and that's not really telling them too much.
Top tower is under
like at this point, even a ward up on this plateau would be a lot more effective. So Pink's coming out, and the smoke has failed. They will just try to make their way back to the mid lane to try to hold, but this tower seems indefensible with Bulba in a perfect position to pounce. 2-2 gonna drop low. No deny attempt even with the Arctic Burn. Oh, okay, they got the glyph. Looks like they will put some hits in, but TC gets the last hit through the spin. Obviously, it doesn't do magical damage to them, but you're allowed to attack magic immune targets during spin, so that works on the buildings. Looks like Van will stun himself, and that could be the easiest setup of your life for an Ice Blast, but looks like they already have it on cooldown. So they'll just try to nuke him down. Laguna Blade will be the only spell required to finish him off, and even looking for a Mystico, though he will get the TP. So yeah. Good spin there from TC. Unfortunately, the Adaptive Strike animation projectile is just very predictable and very easy to respond to. What's Aoi doing though? This is interesting. Can Bulba TP on this, or is Aoi going solo? YOLO. Oh my gosh! If he had just a little bit more damage, that would be the kill. He could Ice Vortex to scout it, but it looks like he'll just let him chill out in the trees. Buryu
My flesh.
gonna be caught out in mid. This is actually the first kill in a long time for the Elite Wolves, so gotta say it's a big one. Oh, Smash now dueling it out, has the Sonic Wave, but doesn't get it off! Smash gets soloed by Aoi 2000. This Queen of Pain that was put in the safe lane to farm has now found herself at second to last on net worth. Morphling caught out. Can Strength Morph a little bit more? It's not going to be enough. The Force Staff to follow through.
Feed the flame.
You know, the Ogre got a couple of kills there, ended a streak or two, and suddenly he got net worth, but quick crush, ulti, and a few right clicks, or maybe just the Dragon Save. And that will be him shattering to the Fire and the Flames. Oh boy, DC just have complete control of this game. The Alchemist just trying to get these items up that will allow him to rat, or allow him to push the map out. He's essentially trying to become a Naga Siren. Like if you go Radiance Mechanism, then you can kind of try to hold your high ground. This item, the Manta style is just to push out lanes, and just to try to keep Creequilibrium away from your base, which it's only going to work so much when you've got flash farm potential from the Lina, Battle Fear and the Juggernaut, that kind of stuff.
I'll take that as tribute.
What? Is this a Veil of Discord, Queen of Pain? Like, what am I looking at here? I don't know what's Smash. I can't even imagine what's in Smash's head after dying 5 times from a safe lane Queen of Pain status. How hard he got rocked by the Lich Slardar duo, and just how terrible the game has been since then. Buryu, just they're putting everything into him just to try to get that kill, and they may not get it. The Force Staff and Crush from Bulba, beautiful performance, and Buryu lives through the Sonic Wave, while the Omni Slash cleans up the Queen of Pain, whose Blink was on CD. Trying to crit down Masoku, gets the last hit in time, and here's Aoi 2000 to clean up the last Wanderer, the Ogre Magi. Oh, mercy, please. This is getting really, really ugly. Manta style needs that ulti orb. They don't see the courier. They will walk away. In the meantime, though, Midas into Ags, and we're seeing it come out here 24 minutes into the game. Just absolutely insane timing. Absolutely insane from Aoi. Their KDA right now, 7-0-4 on the Ancient Apparition, 7-4-3 on UR, 5-1-6 on Buryu. And here's Strange doing strange things, just trying to wave down the creeps.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And, you know, that'll get them a last hit, slow down the push, but they've already got their creep wave on the tier 2, and that's going to be enough for them. They won't be able to push to the tier 3 because they have no creeps.
Radiant's top tower has
But I think they just want to wait out Roshan anyways. Is it Atos build? Yep, Atos for Buryu. That's awesome. That's actually really a great item to make the Chain Frost do more, because you can essentially, you see a target that's delta splitting, that's leaving the pack, and the Chain Frost is chasing them, you just Atos that person, and they will probably stay in range for it to bounce back to the main cluster. So, I really like that. Atos actually has a huge synergy. You never usually get to see it picked up at a time where it matters, because everybody's going to have BKB by the time that's the position you're looking at. Ice Blast, Laguna, not even required to Ice Blast it, but if the Queen of Pain had like 20% more health, then it would have been useful.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And the Manta's up for the Alchemist. We'll see if he can just get enough out of it. Right now his current last hits is being trumped by TC. He's actually only got 155 last hits here, 23 minutes in. The Manta style will look to change that, but we'll see if it's enough. A lot of people will joke about the Midas Morphling. I actually think Midas is the best item for a Strength Morphling, no matter how bad you are. Unless you're literally losing racks then. The Midas is... you have no way to flash farm. The waveform doesn't do enough. After a certain period of time, the creeps get too big. So what you do is you go for that Midas, you get more experience, which is very, very important, and then of course you get some reliable gold income, so you can go for your offlane items. Like the Shiva's Guard used to be really popular. I don't know, I haven't seen it in a while. Aghanim Scepter, of course, I talked about, but I don't really know how good it is. It's one of those weird items. Oh, hello, Wyvern. How are you doing today? You need a little bit more flame in your life. Yawar brings him down.
Burns, doesn't it?
So, Winter Wyvern will take a time out to think about what she's done, and Aoi will look to clean up. Okay, they thought that was real. Is that an illusion rune? Did he get an illusion rune? Because there were 3... Oh no, it was a replicant. That's what it was.
Dyer's
Oh, that's
top
hilarious.
tower is under
Sorry
attack.
about the background baby rage. It's nap. It's bedtime for little bro there,
Dyer's
but
structures are fortified.
baby Blaze. Anyways, yeah, that was a replicant plus 2 ogre or alchemist illusions. So essentially, they thought the tanky one was a real one, as you would naturally assume, and they go ahead and drop the ultimates on it. So that's pretty sweet. Good replicant play. Back over to net worth. Hell, let's go over to buybacks. Alchemist has one, doesn't want to use it. That's about it. TC pushed outside the base with the healing ward behind him. So yeah, in this position, DC, they have the Aegis on Juggernaut. I don't even think I mentioned the Roshan, but it's very quick and easy with the amplification of damage. So they're just going for the siege play, and here we go, ready to go. The Manta style not really helping in this situation. The illusion is annoying, and it will bounce. It will start getting the Chain Frost. They can't even follow up on the Winter's Curse because of that Chain Frost, which is just bouncing like crazy. Ice Blast hits on Masoku, but doesn't kill him yet. And we do see some good hits coming in, killing off the Slardar and bringing everybody to about half HP. But they can't pop the Aegis, and they're just going to have to let it go at that. Smash, by the way. The Aghanim's effect, yeah. The Aghanim's effect extends the duration of Ice Blast, so where an Ice Blast would normally not kill him, there's a lot more time for him to tick down there. Anyways, the Quinpan did go for Veil, so this is amping up a little bit of the Morphling damage output. Mostly the Splinter Blast, honestly. Like, Splinter Blast, Ignite, Fire Blast. Ogre and Wyvern actually doing a huge chunk of damage in these fights thanks to the Veil, but I'm not sure it's enough. Like, you get one tank item on everybody on DC, and they can shrug most of that off. Look at that net worth. Oh my gosh. We've got Alchemist, all of Digital Chaos, and then we've got Morphling, Queen of Pain, Ogre, and Wyvern. It's Hard Knock life. Ice Blast coming out here. Vinci. You are just going to be able to clean up the Alchemist here, and looking for the Wyvern as well, but I don't think he... Oh, okay. If Masoku wants to stand there and Gold Embrace, then yeah, that's going to be his death. TC going for the Omni Slash will be used up by Yawar. Why would you do that? Doesn't even get the Chaos. Oh, buyback from Van. This is huge. If they get Van here, it should be good game. The Chain Frost bouncing a little, but the kill coming out nevertheless. The dieback from Alchemist. The desperation from E-Wolves. And they still have to fight into TC's Aegis. Smash dodges the Ice Blast, but gets crushed in the process, and that is going to be it. Good game at 27 minutes here. Elite Wolves just got pounded. They went for the greed. They went for the Alchemist. Avarice incarnate. This guy just couldn't get enough. And I think DC played around it just immaculately. This is why you don't always have to ban Alchemist. Some teams just go and say, ban Alchemist, we don't want to deal with it, we don't want to be forced to play a certain style. DC are happy to fill those shoes, happy to go for the rune fight, for the jungle invades, and they take full control. Just beautiful performance from them. As you can see, the kill score, 6-32. DC just really doing some amazing things with that. So Digital Chaos will be taking the match victory here in Star Ladder Americas, and that was a pretty great match overall. Obviously, Elite Wolves really showed what they were capable of in Game 1, but the third game in particular just seemed to be a struggle for them. Maybe if they got the Slark in Game 2, it wouldn't have been so bad, especially since they were up against the Juggernaut, and Slark counters Juggernaut, but that was a good ban from Aoi as well, so E-Wolves do lose out 2 games to 1. And that's going to be DC, walking away very, very happy. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the commentary for this best of 3 here. I'm going to be bringing you guys more Star Ladder action over the next few days. I think it's going to be Llama Down Under tomorrow, casting for the Americas, and then I'm going to be casting on Saturday and Sunday. So thank you guys once again for tuning in, and I greatly appreciate your viewership. If you enjoyed the commentary, look me up at Blaze Casting on Twitter, and you guys have a great night.